Section 3, extending financial statement information on a worksheet. So the balance sheet is on the far right of our worksheet. It's the last column, debit and credit there. Balance sheet is a financial statement that reports on a specific date. So what's listed in our balance sheet is our permanent accounts, which would be assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So we would start from our cash all the way down to our drawing would be in our balance sheet columns. In our income statement, which is a financial statement for a fiscal period of the following accounts, in our income statement would be our temporary accounts. This would be our revenue and expenses. So revenue would be our sales or service, and then all our expenses. So next, after we have completed our balance sheet and our income statement, we need to know if our business made money or lost money. If we made money, that would be called a net income, which is the difference between the revenue and the expense as a positive, and a net loss, which is the difference between the total revenue and expenses as a negative. So if revenue is greater than expense, it's a net income. If revenue is less than our expense, it is a loss. So think of it as, do we pay more bills than what we brought in? This would be shown at the bottom of our worksheet under our income statement column and our balance sheet column. So in our income statement column, just right over here, we find our total of our numbers, the debit and credit. You'll see that these do not match, and that's fine. To make them match, you find the difference, add it to the smaller number, so 1,000 is less than 3,000. You find the difference and add it to your smaller number to make them match. And you bring this down, and so now they match. Same for our balance sheet. We find the total. Again, they do not match, but we find the difference and add it to our smaller number. So 7,000 is greater than 5,000. So we add the difference to our 5,000 to make these match. You bring the balance down for our debit. Now these match. So here, these on the debit side would be our expenses. On the credit side would be our revenue. So in this case, our revenue is greater than our expenses. So this number here, our 2,000, is our net income. And you will notice that the difference between our revenue and expenses is the same as our balance sheet numbers. So if your net income or net loss, these numbers right here, match, and the bottom two for both columns match, then you did it good. So a net loss, the number will be on the credit side for income statement and the debit side for balance sheet. So in our work together, we did our trial balance, we did our adjustments and found the total. Then we bring our balances across. So on our balance sheet, we would have our cash all the way down to our drawing. And then in our income summary, our income statement, we'd have our revenue and our expenses. We'd find the totals for both. We'd find the difference and add it to the smaller number to find our balances, and this would become a net income.